This is a tour of my cold water fish and amphibian room. All of the tanks in this room are unheated and they fluctuate depending on the time of year. This is my temperate South American tank. These are Buenos Aires tetra, and they share their tank with Gymnogeophagus gymnogenes. These are a southern earth eater cichlid found in Uruguay. This tank is currently at 15 degrees Celsius. It can go down to 10 to 12 degrees Celsius without any problems. There are 4 Buenos Aires tetras, 4 Gymnogeophagus gymnogenes, and there are also some peppered corridoras in here. Next door are my leucistic Spanish ribbed newts, Pleurodeli waltel. These are all 2016 offspring that I bred myself, and they're just eating some pellets. I feed them a cichlid pellet as well as worms and other invertebrates. Below them then are my wild type Spanish ribbed newts, and you'll just see my female is currently laying eggs. Those little white balls are her eggs all over the filter. And then this is another one of the Spanish ribbed newts, possibly the male. There are 3 males and 2 females in here. Next door then is a little temperate fish tank. It's a mixed species tank. These are my American flagfish, and they share their tank with some danios and some barbs, Odessa barbs. Above them then, on the left hand side, are my white cloud mountain minnows. I have a pair. The male is the normal coloured one and the female is the golden. And if you look closely, those little blue flashes are their offspring. They almost look like neon tetra when they're this size, and they will lose that coloration as they reach adulthood. Next door is my morning gecko tank. They share their enclosure with some sun beetles, and that's an LED plant light growing the plants in behind. You see some eggs there stuck to the front of the glass. These are my baby African clod frogs, Xenopus labies. There's a mix of albino and wild type. These are the parents. That's the father, the albino male in the tube, and the mother is the wild type at the front. Above them then are the Chinese fire-bellied newts, and they're just getting fed some waxworms here. Next door to them then are the oriental fire-bellied toads, Bombina orientalis. This is just a short video of them mating. And you can hear the male singing, trying to induce the female to lay some eggs. But she's not having any of it. So that's the male just surveying his territory. And it's a half land, half water aquarium. Next door to them then are my North American long-eared sunfish. These are very beautiful fish. Below them then are my rosy minnow. You'll just see one in the cave. These are breeding caves. They reproduce just like cichlids. The male claims a cave as a territory, and the female lays her eggs inside the cave, and the male protects them. In here then are some baby rainbow shiners, and the other two tanks then are just for more African clawed frogs. Below then is just a mixed cold water tank. It's 4 foot long. That's a weather loach and an Orianda goldfish. That is a little gudgeon, European gudgeon. And up this end then you'll see the European minnow. And there's an albino weather loach in there as well. Again, a cold water tank. All these fish get on quite well, and they've lots of room to swim around. That's LOD adensa growing on the top. And that's my little European stickleback hiding in under the filter. Again, the little weather loach and his best buddy, the Orianda goldfish, and that's just a little, or a big European pond snail. Above them then, these are my American bullfrogs. I raised these from tadpoles. They're getting quite big now. When they're bigger they'll go out to the greenhouse, to a secure enclosure out there. You'll notice this little guy, he is what I believe to be a melanistic. You see that he had very black eyes there. In here, these are some baby Italian crested newts, Triturus carnifex. That's a flavistic. Next door, again, more African clawed frogs. That's the tadpoles and some newly morphed babies. And in here is another American bullfrog. This is a tadpole. And you can see that it's starting to get its back legs now. Below are my Tarichia granulosa, or rough skin newts from the west coast of America and Canada. These are the most toxic amphibian, and are deadly if they are consumed. Here then are my albino common garden snails and my stick insects. This is one of the albino garden snails coming out of its shell. And you can see that their flesh is pure white. So that's my cold water fish and amphibian room. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And if you want to see further updates from my collection, don't forget to subscribe.